Hiya! And welcome back to Nekojishi. The game that is kind of a nice break from the emotional damage of basically every single other furry visual novel. Anyways, let's just get started. Fuck, wrong one. Over the next few days, there's no sign of Leopard or Senpai. Senpai told me he was going back home, so that's just how things are. I doubt Leopard would come back after everything that happened. But Lin who? I still haven't seen him. It's just been 2 days back to my ordinary life as a college student. No gods talk to me, no one demands food I can't finish, no one glued to me from dawn to dusk. At least it's been peaceful. I've been able to focus on class without having someone jump out at me, no distractions at all. I go to the bookstore to check the new releases. I even look at textbooks, which I don't usually do. I don't know if there's anything new, though. I skipped this week's practice, but ended up going to the mirror wall at night, after everyone else has left. I probably shouldn't go there on my own, but I don't want anyone to bother me. As usual, I go to the cafeteria for meals, sitting in a corner by myself, the energetic bustle of the other students filling the air around me. Even without the pressure of midterms, I prepare for each lesson like a proper student. It's not like I have anything to do back home anyway. I don't really care about going online or going out shopping anymore. It's not like it makes me feel any better. I know I'm fed up with this. I just don't feel like it's up to me to make the first move. He'll be out soon enough anyway. I grab a tissue and use it to clean up my nose. Sure enough, I've caught a cold. My head feels heavy as I force myself to stay awake, dragging my nose lethargically across the desk. Liao? Yes? Did I not tell you that my blessings won't stop you from becoming ill? Then in spite of it being freezing tonight, you took a cold shower. I just wanted to try. I wanted to know how strong your blessing was while you were away. I found that your blessing wasn't enough to protect me from a cold shower. It's been freezing at night, and yet you managed to completely ignore that fact. You aren't wearing enough clothes. You're starving. Your room is in disarray. You haven't even washed your clothes for days. You didn't even use a blanket last night. You've been torturing yourself. How else could I make you come out? Because you were like this, I felt I couldn't face you. Your actions are naught but emotional ransomware. Where does he even get these words from? Yeah, sure, how else could I get your attention? Tell me. I understand, but that does not give you any excuse to act so recklessly. You're not my boyfriend anyway. I know I've crossed the line, but I'm not about to give up. I can't just stand here and throw away my feelings for him. I thought that me and Tiger were... If I'm going to spend my whole life with him, I don't want to be reminded every day, reminded about how I gave up on him. It would hurt so much. Liao. Huh? I surrender. Huh? Yet I have terms to make. What do you mean? If you want me to date you, you have to return home. I don't wish to coerce you, but your ability to distinguish spirits makes you special. Even the Yaoguai can see that. That aborigine and the kitten approached due to your power, which I believe you know. The aborigine's actions have made me realize that some irreparable accident might befall you any day. Back home is the only place that no one would dare make a move to harm you under the eyes of the goddess Mazu. It is a pity that you don't wish to return, which you know all too well. If not only for your safety, you should go back. I don't want to face the risk of losing you. If we are to start a relationship, my concern is for your safety. I don't want to start something with you, just to have you leave me one day because you are reckless. Is that not reasonable of me? But... I know you still wish to pursue the art of dance, and it is not my desire to put a stop to your dreams. I want you to try to continue working toward those dreams back home. There must be some local classes, even if they're not as big. However, are you sure you do not wish to inherit the family temple? Even if you do not, you should still make some time to assist your brother. To have you return home is certainly for the best. I know it's not what you want for your life, but can it really be all that bad? At the very least, I'll be by your side, as your boyfriend. I can take care of you, or anything you want, I will not refuse, because that's what you want, and I want you to be happy, so please, do it for me and for your safety. Come home with me after I graduate. That's up to you. For me, the earlier the better. Alas, your family will unlikely accept you suddenly quitting school. But if you make that promise to me, I can rest assured. I'll just have to stay close to you until that time comes. Are there a lot of guardian tigers back home? You want an open relationship? I don't really care if they agree. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just a little... The other guardian tigers are going to see the relationship between us. What would they think? What would Goddess Mazu think? Would she blame me and punish me? But that doesn't seem to bother Lin Hu, so it might be alright. He wouldn't try to persuade me to go back if he knew it would be awful. Even if I feel awkward around the other gods, that's just the price I have to pay. Right now, the most important thing to me is... Okay, I'll go back home with you, but first, promise me that you'll take care of me for the rest of my life? Of course, I'm with you for the rest of your life, no matter if you go back or not. But I'm certainly glad that you decided to go home. Alas, I do not really know how the other guardian tigers will be when they see us. It shall take considerable explaining. Will they object to us being together? Oh, doubtful. Although, it has always been the most experienced and powerful guardian tigers who have the closest to spirit channelers in your family. As a young statue with less than 1 year experience, this is unheard of. They will probably lose face at my accomplishments. They're not going to pressure you, are they? The goddess will watch over me. This is the first time your eyes had been opened. It is not but the whims of fate that brought us together. They won't blame me. Nevertheless, I am thrilled to deepen our relationship. I can't wait to show off. I'm still scared about what they're going to say. Don't worry. If they ever make you feel uncomfortable, I'll take you away. As much as I want you to use your power for the good of the temple, you're more important to me. I won't let anyone harm you. Thank you. Hey, is this not a good thing? There's no need to cry. Lin Hu leans over and wipes the tears away from my eyes. There. There's no rush to go back. Let's just wait until summer holidays. Now, you do have a cold to deal with. Go take a warm shower. We can't have you getting worse now, can we? Even with my blessing, you will take some time to get better. Okay. Thank you. As I turn around to go to the bathroom, Lin Hu abruptly hugs me tightly from behind. Silly Liao, don't make me worry ever again. 2 weeks later, I returned home to our temple. I had no idea how horrible the temple was until now. There are dozens of guardian tigers. Dozens. The halls are full of them, and they all talk to me like priests. Honestly, no matter how handsome they are, their traditional views make it really hard to spend time with them. Thankfully, Lin Hu knows me well, often jumping in to save me from their lectures, even going as far as to stop anyone from coming into my room at night. When I got adjusted to life back home, I decided to visit Goddess Mazu. I'm left stunned in awe, her majestic bearing only serving to accentuate her imposing divinity. As much as I admire her, I dared not approach, but she understood that my fear was out of respect and never forced me to come closer. She simply praised me before letting me go. However, I did get the feeling that she knew about my relationship with Lin Hu, even though I hadn't told any of the other guardian tigers yet. Maybe clairaudience informed her? I did manage to talk things over with my brother, agreeing to accompany him to the temple events when I'm there. Although I'll only be watching, passing on any messages from the guardian tigers when asked. That time I only came back for the weekend, but I'll be back once summer break starts. At least I've honored my promise to Lin Hu. In 4 years, I'll graduate college. Then I'm pretty sure I'll go back to the temple permanently, which means dance club has more or less lost its meaning to me. Regardless, I still like it as a hobby, even if I can't follow it as a career. It's not like I'm about to quit dancing anytime soon. Speaking of which, I never saw Shuchi-senpai at club again. I guess he dropped out of college and went back home after everything. I don't see Leopard Cat himself, or Leopard again either. Sometimes I think about them and miss them. However, in Lin Hu's company, I have nothing to complain about. Whatever it is, studying in class, lying around at home, playing on my computer, taking a shower, or sleeping, Linhu is always by my side. I really enjoy and cherish his company. When I go back home, I'm sure I'll find the other guardian tigers lecturing me annoying, but Linhu means so much more to me. I could never betray our promise, so I'll go back with Linhu, devoting my life to helping worshippers and spreading the word of our temple's traditions. In the end, there's no need to feel sad, because the person I love will be by my side for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got a credits. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick check. Real quick, see where we're at. Okay. I'm looking at it right now. We have 4 endings left. Okay, I'm actually curious about this, so I'm going to Google something real quick. Oh, hello! Okay, so, I don't know if you saw, but we just got another ending. Okay, so, should we... Okay, so should we start a new game, or go with, or load another save? Okay, so you're saying go with Senpai. What do you mean by that? Closes to when you went to Gremlin Parents' house. Okay. Let me load here real quick, see what that is. Here we go. Okay, who can help us find Senpai? Okay, we'll go with Tiger and we'll just skip all this and get to the parents' house. Okay, we made it to the parents' house. Hey, Liao. Senpai. Liao, long time no see. Senpai runs over to me. Since Ragu's watching, I hold him back from pouncing onto me, as much as I didn't want to. Senpai, what happened to you? I've been trying to call you for days. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think things would end up like this. At first I just came around to grab some stuff, but my family ended up keeping me locked up because of, well, our thing. They don't accept that I'm gay. I've tried to object, but no matter what, after college I'm going to marry whoever they arrange for me. Somehow, they heard about us. They're trying to force me to cut off all ties to you. So, it's all because of me? No, it's not you. It's because of me. It's my fault for letting the rumors spread about us at dance club. I never thought my family would react like this. They took both my phone and my computer, so I really couldn't get in touch with you. I'm so sorry. No, it's not your fault. You shouldn't blame yourself. Anyway, thank you, Liao. You even came so far just to find me. Well, I just waited around. It was really Tiger who went through all the trouble to find you. Okay, you two little lovebirds. Sorry to cut in on your reunion. But now that you're all together again, it's time for me to take my leave. We're not together. You're great, kiddo. See you another time. Oh yeah, see ya. Well, thank you. Once again, Ragu disappears with a bout of laughter and a hearty smile, fading away without a trace. I'm so happy Liao came to help me. But of course, I also have Kulao and the old man to thank. They did make it possible for me to sneak out after all. But honestly, I was fine. I've just been grounded for a few days. I'm kinda worried how extreme your family is about grounding you, though. Right? Huh. There's really nothing I can do to fight back about it. I'm glad you came over to see me, but I still need to go back before they notice I'm gone, though. Couldn't you just run away? That'd be like cutting off all ties and burning my bridges with them. But because of this, Senpai goes silent, as if hesitating to finish what he wants to say. What's wrong? Liao, if I told you... What? I have to go back later, but before then, could we have a date? Now? But Tiger's not even back yet. We don't have much time before I have to go back. Please, Liao. Okay, is this what you mean? I'll be happy to stay with you for a little while before you go back. Thank you, Liao. Let's not waste a single second. Senpai takes hold of my hand, dragging me away from the park with him. Senpai, where are we going? There's this nice place that's not far from here. I've always wanted to show it to you. Really? I thought shopping was the only thing you cared about. As much as I like shopping, that's not what I want right now. I want to take you somewhere special. I guess you're right. Senpai tightens his hand around mine as he leads me away from the main streets and down some small village paths. He's skipping along, humming to himself, brimming with joy, clearly loving every minute of us being together. It's hard to imagine he's been held like a prisoner in his own home. Falling into my world. Seeing Senpai so happy, I can't help but smile. Whenever we're together, it's always been somewhere busy, full of other people, but here, walking hand in hand down this quiet road, it feels so nice just to be with him. My thoughts dilute away as a light patter of cool rain hits my skin. Oh, it's starting to rain. Should we find something to stand under? Come on, it's just a drizzle. Let's keep going. He wasn't fazed in the slightest. It was a very light rain, actually more of a wet fog, covering everything around us in gray. Sometimes it's kinda nice to just walk around in the rain. You really can't feel the cold, can you, Senpai? You're not even wearing a jacket. There's no way I could catch a cold. After all, I get all warm when I'm around you, Liao. Really? I have nothing to do with that. I knew he was just joking around, but I still felt embarrassed. Really, what I meant was that when I'm with you, I'm too happy to get sick. Something wrong? Being happy doesn't stop you from catching a cold. Happy people live healthy lives. Honestly, I have to apologize about all this. You mean me coming to see you? You don't need to. Tiger and Leopard were the ones that did all the work, not me. You're the one who brought them here. You're the one who asked them to help me escape. And even if just for a little while, you're the one who let me spend this time together with you. I really am very sorry. Senpai, you don't need to feel sorry. You can come back soon, right? I can come back after the holidays, but it's already... Huh? Never mind. Let's go over there. I'll tell you in a bit. Without saying another word, Senpai runs down some street. I follow him, trying to catch up. Liao, look, hey, watch out! What? Liao? Liao? Liao, I'm so sorry. I. Anyone? Liao, come on, it's time to get up, sleepyhead. Don't get lazy just because midterms are over. It's boring when you're asleep. Senpai? Yep, right here. What, did you forget me? Are you really that sleepy? Senpai, how did we get back here? Where else would we be? We've been living together for a month now. Are you saying you don't want me to be here? We're living together? Man, you really did oversleep. Snap out of it. It's me, your boyfriend. But the folding table in the corner is still full of his stuff, as if we were still living together. Where are Leopard and my guardian tiger? Look at the bookcase, but Tiger's statue is nowhere to be seen. Where's Guardian Tiger? Guardian Tiger? You mean me? I mean, my family's Guardian Tiger. Yeah, what are you saying? Yeah. Did I do something incorrect with that? Like, somewhere? Hmm. That's Gremlin's second bad ending. Okay. Hang on. His second bad ending. Yeah. Hmm. I think we did this one again. Yeah, I think that's what happened. We did that one again. Okay. Well, let's do that. I'll just skip through all this. Okay, what choice should we make? Heck's the window capture? Actually, let me look this up real quick. Gremlin, then go shopping with the gremlin. Are you talking about Yan Shuqi? Are you just calling him a gremlin for the hell of it? Okay. I mean, you're not... I mean, in a way, you're not wrong. Okay, let's just go through all this. That is thick and fuzzy, and those ear flaps would cover his ears from the cold wind outside. Also, the price is pretty cheap. It wouldn't be that much of a hassle to buy it for him. Should I really get it for him just because he told me to? Alright, I'll buy it. I hand the money to the clerk. He gives me back my change with a smile, ignoring Senpai's weird comments. Still, I'm a little embarrassed. Senpai shouts with joy when he sees me paying for the hat. The pom-poms dance in the air as he bounces with excitement. I put my hand on top of his head, both to calm him down and to keep the hat from falling off. Thanks, Liao. Senpai lowers his head and gives an adorable look. Damn, how does he do that? Then don't better ask. What? Don't better ask. He can't fool me. He's just trying to woo me, so I'll go to Meowly with him, right? I won't fall for his schemes. Are you sure he isn't doing all this on purpose? Tiger came over just to mention that. For me to think that is one thing, but for him to say that as well? Well, now we've bought something. We should get going. Okay. We head off from the fuzzy hat stall, talking to each other as well as we walk down the street. Don't buy it, then better ask. What do you mean by that? Are you, like, referring to, Yanshu, what Senpai did? Senpai ends up being distracted by every shop we walk past that interests him. Personally, I don't understand clothes, jewelry, video games, and such, but I'm happy to keep Senpai company. After a while, Senpai says he wants to get a gift for me, so he ends up getting me a husky plush toy that matches his hat. Even though it's cute, I don't think I have a place to put it. Afterwards, Senpai goes through a few clothes stores but doesn't end up buying anything. Talking about when you buy a book for Lin Hu. Okay. The jumper fits him snugly, but as tempting as it is, I don't fall for his ploy. Eventually, after wandering around the whole marketplace, we return to where we started. Okay, we'll just skip ahead. Okay, you said stay at home. Now, I was out all day yesterday. I want to take a break. After all, it's my weekend. Liao, it's such a shame to waste a lovely weekend like this. Sorry, but no, I just want to take a whole day off today. Alas, what a pity. Not going outside. I'm really going to just stay in today. Liao, you'll become a hermit at this rate. I don't care. I'll just be a hermit if I want to. Ignoring Senpai's remark, I spend the whole Sunday lazing around, sleeping, daydreaming, and surfing the net. Okay, so don't buy the book. This book really is just too expensive for me right now. So we can't get it then? Sadly, we can't. It probably wouldn't have been very useful anyway. I flicked through it to find it's mostly glossy photographs, like a coffee table book. Ready to go? Senpai's probably waiting for us at this point. Alright. Besides, not buying books just means we can spend more money on dinner. Anything you'd like? Oh? Let me think. So we left the bookstore and headed over to the cafeteria, talking about what food to get the whole way. Jeez. So, better ask, do you mean, here? Next, no, I won't ask for a snub. Okay. So, ask for a snub. Okay. Hmm. Should we try to get Senpai and Tiger to get along? No way I can force them. Okay, should we tell him about seeing Guardian Tiger? Give a run. As in, make up an excuse. Okay, so make up an excuse. I haven't seen any. I just heard that our family G-Tongs can see them. Oh? Who said so? I don't really remember. I think it was something I saw on the internet. Something about our family's guardian tigers being special, and that G-Tongs can see them. So is it real? What would I do if I went to see one? Oh yeah, heard stories like that. Grandpa would tell them when I was little, but I can't see them, so you probably can't either. Dad told me that we should never share those stories, but I think it could be kind of cool to see one. Well, you did take a small guardian statue to Taipei after all. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll see him. Probably not. But it would be really cool if you could, though. Wouldn't you agree? Anyway, after your last talk with Dad, he said very strictly not go talking around about those kinds of things. He was pretty serious about it, so I figured something might have happened. Turned out it was nothing, though, so it's all good. Take care of your statue, and don't forget to worship from time to time. I know. I can tell that you haven't been praying, since you took it with you to at least pay it some attention. Yeah, I know. I'll make sure to get things together for worship tomorrow. In the corner of my eye, I can see Guardian Tiger shooting a fierce glare at me. Okay then, as long as you know I won't bother you about it. Anyway, I need to head off. Talk to you again some other time. Yeah, okay, see you later, bro. Also, your stash under the bed, you really should have hid it better. I found it in a second. Bro, don't worry, I'll help you hide it. Trust me, even Dad used to hide stuff under his bed. Maybe I'll even tell you where I stashed that later. Oh, okay, thanks. Alright, bye. My big brother hangs up the phone. So, he found some of the books I brought home. I mean, that's not a big deal, right? A bookshelf in Taipei is filled to the brim. If I didn't send some home, how would I be able to buy more? Liao, what are you so upset about? Nothing much, it's just about those comics. Oh, and what about my offerings? What? Are you saying I don't feed you enough? Liao, you did say worship, correct? They are two different things. So how about getting a family bucket for dinner then? Yes. Ugh, chicken again? I don't want that. What's wrong with chicken? It's always chicken, every day. Leopard cat like me can't tolerate the same thing every day, even if it's moist, delicious chicken. If you don't want any, feel free to not eat it. The old man's bullying me again. Keep it down, guys. I'm calling to order some now. That was beautiful. Okay, so we share our bento with Leopard Cat, right? It's a true person. I've never seen them even go near anything touched by one of the others. Last time I asked Senpai about it, he said it's practically like being able to smell someone else's drool while you're eating it. But it was only one bite, so maybe the rest of it is still fine? So, what do we do about the bento? All three of them remained silent. None of them wanted the bento anymore. Yeah, we already did all that. Senpai, you ate it even though another god had some, which honestly would have just made it taste worse than it already did. Why would you even do that? It was only a bite. Okay, and here we talk to, Senpai. I guess Senpai would know the most about that kind of stuff. The other guys probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I slow my walking pace to fall back towards Senpai, leaving the others to walk ahead. So, Senpai, what do you think of what Ragu was talking about? Hmm? Do you mean the Yaoguai rumors, or do you think I'd be disappointed if we didn't become a couple? That's not it. So you really do care what those Yaoguai think. What if I help you quash those rumors? Can you? I used to be a Yaoguai, and I could always find some friends and have them help us spread the truth. Is that alright? You're kind of a guardian tiger now. You still get in contact with your old friends? Not all Yaoguai are bad. Some are actually very friendly. To get some to help us would be easy peasy. Maybe it would be better if we didn't. Is that because you're worried about me? Stop joking around. You know, you don't have to listen to that weirdo tree lord. We came to find you because of our own problems. It would be totally normal if you didn't change your whole life just to help us. But if you want to, we can still be a couple. Senpai, could you even see us as a couple after you leave Yanshuchi's body? If Liao chooses to go rebuild the temple out on the hill, then it's only natural that I'd keep you company, right? It's a lonely place, so of course I'd do my best to keep you happy. You could even bring your computer. It'd be nice to have a computer there, but that's not what's important. I know, Liao, if you don't come with me to Meowly, I won't be mad over it, but if you've come to ask me about this stuff, then that means you've probably already decided to refuse me. No, not at all. I'm just what? Just wondering about whether or not you'd give me more time to think about it. Of course. Yeah. Of course. That's fine, but now it's my turn to ask you a question. Liao, would you rather be together with the other two? You can't just drop a question like that. The way I see it, if Liao liked me, Liao wouldn't worry about those rumors at all. But if you're obviously worried about those rumors, if it's not me or the other two cats, then what else is there? Not what? I'm just curious about how things would be after you leave Senpai's body. What? So Liao's still considering coming with me to Meowly? Senpai almost pounces on me with happiness, but I managed to keep him off. I'm just trying to clear up this situation. I only knew you as my senpai. Will things be different after you leave his body? How will we deal with the rumors about us at dance club? I'd be pretty much the same, although I'd probably wear something different. Look, the rumors are easy to deal with. We could just pretend to have a big fight, then everyone will think we split up. Would it really be that easy? No problem. I never thought Liao cared about my troubles so much. You don't think I care? Liao never says it, but I guess. Senpai seems hesitant. What is it? Oh, nothing. Just a romantic thought. I was curious. but the sweet smile across Senpai's face let me know it was alright. I don't have to pursue the subject. Suddenly, I feel a cold sensation hit my nose. It's starting to pour down. Huh? Rain? Oh shit. I look around to see a veil of damp fog overtaking the mountain, a misty sea of gray that begins to envelop us. It was already cold enough up here without the rain. Are we going to get hit by another car? Hey, where's everyone else? They seem to have wandered off and I couldn't see them in the fog. I don't know. Have we been walking too slowly? Senpai looks all around, ahead, then back from where we came from, but they couldn't be behind us. Let's go faster and catch up to them. Don't worry, there's only one path down from here, so no one could have gotten lost. Still, it's not very responsible for me to just lose track of them. I always wanted to have a bit more privacy with Liao. Please, Senpai, enough of that. Aw, but we never have the chance. Senpai stops mid-sentence, suddenly looking up. Oh no. What's wrong? Liao, we could have an unfriendly god on our hands if we don't get a move on. We've been so busy talking, I never thought that he'd find us. Hurry, just keep walking behind me. Wait, Senpai! He didn't wait. Before I could ask anything, he had already taken off down the path. I couldn't keep up, and soon his image faded into the fog. I was left alone. What just happened? I couldn't run on the wet stones, but I hurried as fast as I could. Suddenly, a white shadow appears next to me. What? I don't know what that is, but it's definitely not human. It makes a sudden stop. It seems to have noticed me. You can see me, young man? Yes? Do you possess the yin-yang eye? In that case, do you see a weird cat around here? Is he looking for Senpai? I don't think I should just tell him. Did they say anything to you? Oh, it seems not. Young man, you should be more careful than to hike on the mountain alone. I came here with some friends. Then you would be better to go find them. I must leave now. I didn't have a chance to say anything before he turned away, vanishing in an instant back into the fog from which he came. What's with all these spirits today? By now, the rain had left me soaking wet. At least I'm lucky that there's only one path. If I hurry, I'll be able to reach the others. The fog lifted as I walked. Finally, once I reached the path where I found the 3 cats waiting for me. Yeah, where did you run off to? Tiger walked up to me worried, inspecting me all over to see if I'd been hurt. I don't know. I was walking, then the fog came, and I couldn't see any of you guys. Truly, you walked far too slowly. Do you know how worried I am? I'm fine. It all worked out fine. Suddenly, Tiger pulls me into a tight hug. Don't scare me like that. You know how it is now. You never know what some unfriendly Yaoguai could do to you, especially the ones who know the rumors about us. It's all my fault. I should have been watching you more carefully. Huh? I thought the worst Yaoguai do is tell rumors. Yaoguai are weird creatures. Some even kidnap people out of curiosity. I must do a better job protecting you, especially in such misty mountains. When we are out in the wilderness, please don't leave my side, alright? Yeah, I know. I thought he was overreacting, but today really has been a weird day. I wonder who that other spirit was. I guess Senpai knew who they were. But with everyone here, I'll have to wait for another chance to ask Senpai about them in private. It's great that nothing bad happened. Guess it's time to go home? I believe so. We should head home and retire for the day. Guardian Tiger urges us into the next available bus, which we get in and take the ride home together. When I got home, I saw that the tongue blossoms in the bag had all been crushed. I guess when I got lost in the fog with Senpai, we ended up too far away from Leopard for him to keep him safe. It's a shame, but they were only flowers. I could always go get more if I really wanted to. Okay, so here we should go out tomorrow with Senpai. Okay. I guess it'd be alright. Yay! I'll make all the arrangements. What do you have planned? Ooh, that's a secret. Let's say it's a surprise for you, Liao, so just leave it to me and I'll go home and get things ready. Yeah, okay. Then I guess I'll see you later. Yep, tonight. That night I waited and waited. Yeah, we already read all that. Okay, who can help us find Senpai? Okay. I just saved. I decided to pick up my phone and call some of my clubmates to see if they know anything. Slowly but surely, I call everyone I know at dance club, but none of them know where Senpai could have run off to. Everyone I called seemed pretty relaxed about it. I guess from their perspective, he's only been avoiding phone calls for a night. It's not like I could tell them we've been rooming together. Even when I said he made plans to go out and ditched me. But everyone just laughed it off. I said over and over again it wasn't a date, but no one believed me. I didn't know how to make them feel my urgency. When I mentioned him maybe going home, they all just told me not to get mixed up in family affairs. I wonder if there's something going on between Senpai and family? I'm still a bit worried, but what could I do? Okay. Still a bit worried, but what could I do? I try my best to forget about it and focus on my studies. Senpai, where have you gone off to? Okay, you said yes. Such this hat has been sitting out in the open, collecting dust. You'll be better off to wash it and put away for the time being. Hey, but... Tiger's talking about the husky hat I bought Senpai. He always kept it next to him when we went to sleep. Honestly, I'd expect it to be dirtier by now, but Senpai's kept pretty good care of it. Maybe Senpai doesn't want me to move it. Is it not sensible to just clean it up and put it away? It's not like I suggested you throw it out. That would be pointless. Okay, so from this point, all through the next ones, that's what that is. Okay, so yes to cleaning that, and then let it go, no cheating, yes, go, yes, and we should stay with him longer. I'm just going to assume that it's like that. Alright, yeah, I should wash it for him. It appears delicate. The washing machine might be unsuitable for this. Do you not think so? You should hand wash it. I know. He just turned on the washing machine for me anyway. It'd be too late to just throw another thing into it. I take Senpai's husky hat into the bathroom and soak a towel with warm water. It's just dust, so I probably don't need to use soap, right? Afraid of damaging it, I wash the hat gently by wiping it with a damp towel. Done. Good as new. Now I just need to hang it up somewhere to dry. I help. Leopard suddenly comes out from behind me, seizing the husky hat from my hands. As the tips of his paws touch the surface of the hat, water droplets are pulled out of the material and drip off the hat to the floor below. Leopard continues to work his paws around every inch of the hat, drying it from top to bottom. It's pretty much bone dry by the time I get it back. What is he? An instant drying machine? Amazing. After handing the hat next to me, he turns around and leaves the bathroom. Thank you. I follow him out and store the animal hat in my wardrobe for now. Really, what a waste of spirit power. I cannot stand for this. Seems like Leopard was using his powers to dry the hat for me and struck a nerve with Tiger. I can't begin to understand myself, but it probably was a waste of Leopard's energy. I really appreciate that. No problem, Liao. No problem. Liao likes it. Hearing him put it like that, I feel kind of guilty about it. He only did that because I would like it. He's been helping me all this time, but in my heart, I'm still trying to find a way to not go to Wutai, to not help him. Ugh. I shake my head in frustration. I need to stop thinking over and over about this. It's not going to help. With my brief moment of reflection over, I move on with things and get back to cleaning my apartment. Yeah, where's the hat you gave me? Oh, yeah, I washed it for you. It's just in the wardrobe over there. I take the hat, whisk it out of the wardrobe, and give it to Senpai. Yeah, washed it for me? Thank you. It's no big deal. I was just spring cleaning anyway. No wonder it's so clean. Well, that should be everything. Liao, make sure to let me know when you decide. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Yeah. And just like that. Okay. Okay, so just let it go for now. I can't. Leopard has no idea cheating is bad. I can't fool him. If I fail, I fail. Passing one subject isn't worth doing that. It sucks, but I have to continue on, and I have the conviction to do this test. I can do it. The bell rings for the end of the exam as I more or less finish off the last section of the paper. I had to skip a bunch, but I'm confident in at least half of them. I should pass. The rest is now in the hands of fate. I pray to Emperor Wen Chang before packing up my stationery and leaving. Go. So, Senpai, why are we here again? Because it's fun. You can't just go somewhere once and never again. Not to mention, that old man was with us. There were so many places I couldn't show you. This time, I'm going to show you everything. Sounds more like you want to take me somewhere you can't say out loud. What? Only one of impure heart would ever twist my words in such lecherous ways. That's only because you made it sound shady. Whatever you think, Liao. I'll just have to take you somewhere awesome then. Come with me. Senpai's words are vague. I was getting worried he really was going to take me somewhere shady, but in the end he leads me to an arcade that stretches across the basement of a department store. Okay, we'll comfort him. Senpai, I'm sorry. I move in close to him, wiping away the tears welling in the corners of his eyes. I can't promise to go to Meowly with you, but I can at least do my best to try and make it happen with my family. Even if it's not for long, I could at least help during the summer break. And I could even help on weekends, if that'd be better. But it'd be all over by summer break. You coming on the weekends won't help much. We need a priest, not some half-hearted shrine hand. If you don't put your soul and faith into it, it's useless. Senpai, this might sound weird, but... So you're Guardian Tiger, then why can't you have your own temple? Do you really need to serve under a god of soil? Yeah, I don't understand. Well, without the protection of your Fude Gong, you'll turn back into a Yao Guai. But what if you had your own temple and worshippers? Wouldn't you stay as a Guardian Tiger? Maybe. I've never thought about it. But do you really think I can do that? I'm not great. No one would follow me. And what temple? Who would be my priest? How's that easier than trying to get a priest for my Fude Gong? Liao, if you don't have time, I could build you a temple in Taipei. In Taipei? Yeah. Remember what Tiger said? I was just like his priest. If that's all it takes, I could set up a small temple in my room for you. I see. Maybe that really would work. If I could rely on Liao's belief in me, I could live in Taipei. Yeah, but I guess you wouldn't be able to possess Senpai's body anymore. That's right. Yep, I wouldn't need to possess anyone anymore. But even if I can stay here, that won't stop me from going back to Meowly. The Fude Gong took me in as a Yao Guai, and I'm not just about to abandon them without saying thanks. That's why I've already decided that I'm going to see them, one last time. I want to do everything I can until the end, so I can't stay in Taipei. So, thank you for being so kind to me, Liao, but I have to leave. I don't know how long I'll be gone. If I ever get the chance, I'll come visit you. Then I'll be able to bother you for help as much as I like. Yeah, for sure. I'll be here, waiting to help you. Thanks, Liao. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm happy you found a way to try and help me. If only I wasn't a Yao Guai. If I was just a human to begin with. What's wrong? It's nothing. Anyway, thank you, Liao. Senpai, are you feeling any better? Okay. Oh, I see. Don't you want to spend more time out together? Senpai shakes his head intensely in denial. Not in the mood. Yeah, I'm not either, really. Time to head off? Yep. I leave the arcade with Senpai before taking a train, a bus, and then walking towards campus. And if only I was enough. Why? My head hurts. Wait, where am I? Liao, come on, it's time to get up, sleepyhead. Don't get lazy just because midterms are over. It's boring when you're asleep. Senpai? Yep, right here. What, did you forget me? Are you really that sleepy? Senpai, how do we get back here? Where else would we be? We've been living together for a month now. Man, are you saying you don't want me to be here? We're living together? Man, you really did oversleep. Snap out of it. It's me, your boyfriend. But the folding table in the corner is still full of his stuff, as if we were still living together. Where are Leopard and my guardian tiger? I look at the bookcase, but the tiger's statue is nowhere to be seen. Where's Guardian Tiger? Guardian Tiger? You mean me? I mean, my family's Guardian Tiger. Yeah, what are you saying? I am your family's Guardian Tiger. Huh? But I'm your family's Guardian Tiger. I used to be a Yaogwai, but Goddess Mazu summoned me a long time ago. How could you forget that? My family's Guardian Tiger? Aren't you the leopard cat that possessed Yan Shuqi's body? I only borrowed his body to be more helpful to you. How'd you forget that? Did you get sick last night or something? Senpai holds his paw against my forehead. You don't seem to have a fever. You playing a joke with me or what? I'm not... Well, it doesn't matter. Even if Liao has amnesia, I'll still be here to look after him. He has nothing to worry about. But if you really are sick, you should get some more rest. Senpai climbs onto my bed and sits up against the wall. Then he has me rest my head on his lap. I'm using his knees as a pillow. This way I can give you some of my chi. Senpai rests his palm against my forehead. I love the feeling of his fluffy paws. He starts to hum a soft tune. I still don't quite get it, but the confusion in my head is melting away. I close my eyes, beginning to fall asleep to the feeling of his warm touch and the sound of his soft melody. Hide that real quick. Gallery. Hey, yo. I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't, do all that. Ugh. Didn't do that, but I misclicked. Ugh. There we go. Well, I think I'm going to leave off for tonight. And we only have 3 endings left, which is epic. So, stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.